Hi, Kinder Kids. Here's our fifth story about seasons and weather. So far, we have heard stories about winter, spring, and summer. Today, we're going to read a story about autumn. Autumn, or fall, starts in the months of September and goes through the months of October and November. So at the end of this story about autumn, you will be able to describe autumn and you will be able to retell details from a story. First, let's go over our vocabulary words. Our first word is chill. Chill is a cold feeling. For example, in the evening, there was a chill in the air and I was glad I had brought a sweater with me. Our second vocabulary word is progresses. Progresses means to move forward or continue. For example, the students learn more and more as the school year progresses. Our third vocabulary word is shed. Shed means to drop off, fall off, or take off. For example, the trees shed their leaves in the fall. Our story today is all about autumn. We're going to listen closely to hear how the weather changes from summer to autumn and what activities people do during autumn. During the story, I need your help. Whenever you hear the word autumn, I want you to use your hands to act like they're falling leaves. So you're going to sprinkle your hands like the leaves are falling. Let's start reading. What clue in the picture tells you it is autumn? Good. Now, we're going to read our letter from our pen pal Annie. Dear kindergartners, eventually the warm weather of summer ends and autumn begins. Kids are back in school in autumn. Autumn officially starts in the middle of September and includes the months of October and November. By autumn, the air becomes cooler than it was during the scorching or very hot summer months. It might still feel warm on some early autumn days, but there's a slight chill or cold feeling in the air at night. And by the end of autumn, it can be really cold during the day and at night. As autumn progresses or moves forward, the days get shorter and shorter. The sun rises just a little bit later and sets just a little bit earlier each day. By October in Washington, D.C., many of the trees' leaves don't look so green anymore. During autumn, most of the leaves on the trees turn from green to bright yellow, orange, red, or brown. It's so beautiful. Last autumn, my family took a trip to the mountains near Washington, D.C. to enjoy the colors. The air was so cool and crisp, and we had a great time. Look at this picture from our trip. The forests, as far as the eye can see, are bright with fiery colors. Within a few weeks after the leaves of many trees turn different colors, deciduous trees begin to shed or lose their leaves. That's why another name for autumn is fall, because autumn is when the leaves of deciduous trees fall to the ground. Remember that evergreen trees stay green all year round, while deciduous trees lose their leaves in the autumn. The grass is soon covered with a blanket of brown leaves. Do the leaves change color and fall off the trees where you live? If they do, you can do the same thing that the kids in my neighborhood do. We rake up all the leaves into one enormous pile and then jump in it, just for fun. The leaves make a soft, crunchy cushion. If you travel for a few hours outside Washington, D.C., you will start to see farms. Autumn means harvest time for farmers. Harvest time is when farmers gather their crops. It's hard work being a farmer. All summer, farmers have been caring for their plants while they grow, watering them and making sure the weeds and bugs of summer do not ruin them. Autumn is the time to gather the fruits and vegetables in the fields. When they've harvested their crops, the farmers all get together for a really fun event, the county fair. My family goes every year to the nearest county fair, and it is incredible. The farmers all bring their best vegetables and animals to show off how good they are at growing vegetables and raising farm animals. I took this picture of the pumpkins at last year's county fair. The fair's judges had already come by and judged them. Which pumpkins do you think the judges liked best? How do you know? I wouldn't get so excited about the fair if it were only about vegetables. There are lots of fun rides and all kinds of foods, from cotton candy to corn dogs. Some people also take their chances playing games to win stuffed animals. Once I won a gigantic teddy bear. By early November, the air outside gets chilly in Washington, D.C. Sometimes the skies are clear and sunny, while other days are gray and cloudy. The wind blows more than it did during the summer. The autumn wind sends dry, crunchy leaves whirling and twirling through the streets and parks and whispers that winter is coming soon. In late November, as the autumn season is gradually winding to a close, comes one of the most important holidays in the United States, Thanksgiving Day. On this day, people in the United States like to gather with their families and friends. In my family, my grandparents and cousins and uncles and aunts from all over travel to have Thanksgiving dinner together. I always look forward to a grand feast of turkey, stuffing, potatoes, rolls, and cranberry sauce, with pumpkin pie for dessert. Then my cousins and I play football in the yard. Thanksgiving is very close to the end of autumn in Washington, D.C. By that time, the trees are bare, the leaves are raked, and the air starts to feel very cold, especially at night. Once the trees look like this, you know that autumn is nearing an end and that it will soon be winter. We are once again at the beginning of the cycle of the seasons. Winter, spring, summer, autumn. Now we've talked about every season and their different characteristics. What will I tell you about next? You'll just have to wait and see. Your friend, Annie. Now, I want you guys to have a discussion with your families. Our first question is, what is the main topic or main idea of today's story? Name the months of autumn. Our next question is, what changes do you notice as summer progresses to autumn? In your weather diary, write about activities you like to do during autumn.